guys, welcome to Morocco Games and welcome back to Obduction. We're on our second episode today. Last time we figured out some stuff that was going on kind of in the area with some of the aliens that had been like giving people technology. But apparently there was a lot of things that I missed in the last episode. Right whenever you walk into the game, there's a button on the sign, and I completely missed it. So I'm going to go back and check that out. I missed some notes that were in the workshop that helped to kind of fill in the story. And I was a little bit stuck at the end of the last episode. I wasn't really sure where to go and what I was doing. So I did look up a walkthrough, but I didn't look very far ahead, just enough to kind of get me through the next little part. And I found out all those rocks that have the red, like glowing stuff on them that I thought meant that you couldn't shoot them means that there is a hologram, like, projector behind them that you're supposed to shoot them. So I'm going to go through and do all of that and see what I can find, and then hopefully we'll make some more progress today. Okay, so this is the button that I missed the last time. This is like the entrance to Hunrath, and I literally walked up and was like, whoa, what is this? And then just kept right on going. So we're going to listen to this hologram.
Hello, bonjour, ciao, hola, hello, shora, ni hao. Welcome to Hunrath. My name is Joseph. I am the mayor here. You are most probably a bit confused and disoriented, but let me reassure you, everything will be fine. You're not the first to go through this experience. The others who have come before you will help you adjust. Follow the trail to the house with the white picket fence. Fali will meet you there and introduce you to your new life here.
Okay, and that one we've already seen. So that was actually the first one that I had clicked on whenever I started playing the game. So I rewatched my video that I had done, and I was looking at the story and trying to figure out what was going on, because at the end of the last episode I was still confused about what was happening and like what had happened here, because they said they were fighting, they were talking about the Mofang and stuff like that, and apparently in these notes in the workshop up here help to fill in the story just a little bit more, so I'm going to run up there and take a look at those. Okay, so this is where I was too busy playing with the laser and breaking things in here to realize that I was missing notes and stuff, so there's some stuff in here we were supposed to look at. Okay, so we got a journal. It says Mofang Solid Volume Projector. Dimensional projector produces apparently solid apparitions with light volume and some sort of simulated mass. Ruko says all projectors will have similar power levels and communication protocols. There appear to be three primary elements. The projector element, beam emission, provides a primary light and energy source. Okay, so this is like how the holograms are working, I guess. This is the Mofang, something that they gave to the people that lived here. We use 7-volt communications level, 3D resolution. Okay, yeah. Cool. Okay, so that gave us a little bit of information about that. It's kind of showing how the image is working, I guess. Note, sound will be handled separately. Some projection noise, slight shimmer from radio interference. I wonder where radio interference would be coming from. Moving image corruption, noise towards bottom of projection. Checking for potential hidden lethality. Can't find anything destructive. Okay, that's good, so they're not dangerous. Consistent. Very high frequency background carrier. Odd side effect. Projection intersecting any part of the cell wall suppresses all transport. And it has a little star. It says, not sure why I tried this. Farley claims it's related to some desire of mine to shoot everything at everything else. Okay, so I guess part of the projection intersecting the cell wall makes it where it can't transport messages. Okay, that's all we have for that one. Okay. I'm not sure what this note is for. Oh, it's something about the tree. Ambassador seed, swap machine functionality, radius of swap sphere, is defined at first swap. Seeds recharge naturally from ubiquitous ambient membrane power radiation, which is tied to the tree health. That's why CW is saying that the tree being alive like helps everything else. Forcing seed open triggers prep behavior, radius demarcation, small battery added to amplify ambient membrane power. Locking location of swap machines assures predictability, no unanticipated damage. Without a pair seed defining the destination swap location, the destination coordinates match the source, or coordinates, I'm sorry. So were they using the seeds as some sort of like transportation? Or maybe like teleportation? It's kind of what it sounds like. We got this one. Mayor's Imager requests. Entry Canyon, Farley's house, center of town, tree, water source, membrane wall cell, tower, locomotive power generator, and scrapyard garage. Okay, so this is where Imager requests. I'm assuming that's talking about the holographs, or the hologram projectors, right? It seems like it. So maybe there's some more in some other areas that didn't get put in, even though that's what they wanted. Got another couple of papers over here. Mofang Disabler, Villian technology. Designed to disable anything based on Mofang technology. Disables when the blue beam or cloud is within about 1.5 feet of any moving device. Elements physically collapse. Okay, these are the blue lasers that we're using that we're shooting at the red thing. So the Mofang technology are the red colored pieces that are around the hologram projectors and stuff like that, and then the Villian, I guess that's how you say that, technology is the blue, and that breaks down the Mofang technology. Aprar assures me it's not harmful, still not pointing it at my head. Ruko has not been told that the Villians provided it. So Ruko is a Mofang person, I'm guessing? Alien? I don't know. And Aprar is Villian. So were these two competing with the people that lived here for who was going to give them resources and stuff like that? It kind of seems like it. If they're, one of them is giving them one type of technology and the other ones are giving them another type of technology that does something completely different. Weird. Lockdown list. Okay, this is one thing that it was saying in the walkthrough that said that the things that you have to do to be able to get into CW's, what do you call it? His, like, bunker is to do all of these things. So they locked the tree gate. We saw that last time, that I couldn't get it open. That's one thing I want to check. I thought maybe it ran on electricity, but I'm not sure. Lock Farley's house. That's the community center, I think, maybe? But that is locked. Lock the lower tower, lock the upper tower. Lift the minecart into the workroom. We lowered that down. Turn on the Mofang disabler. That's the blue laser. Shut the garage door. We opened that. Pump water from the tree roots. I did turn the water on last time. Turn on Imager rocks. And those are, that's what I'm talking about. Those are the ones that have kind of the orange stuff over them that you can shoot and break. I thought for some reason, I just assumed that you couldn't do that, but apparently you're supposed to break them and it gives you more holograms to watch, I think, is what it was saying. Close the swing bridge. I'm not sure where that is. Divert the river. We did that. I couldn't figure out, I could only get the gate to turn to open on the right hand side. I couldn't get it to try to turn back to the left. I kind of ran around on my own last time and tried to do that and I couldn't get it to work. Turn off the power, we turned that back on and activate the dome disabler. And we took the dome down already, okay. CW, please change Farley's lock code to secure the vault. Her address backwards should suffice. Oh, okay, so last time I found a little area that had a locked door and it had a code on it and I didn't have the code. So I think Farley's house, I'm pretty sure, is the community center. So we'll go look and see here in a minute what her address is on there. And then it says that backwards will be the code to get in there. Cool, okay. think that was all of the notes that were in here. Pretty sure. Okay, so I'm gonna go over... I guess I'm gonna go to Farley's house first. We'll go try to get that code really quick. This is all the stuff that I wanted to catch up on that I missed from last time. And that kind of filled us in on the story a little bit more, kind of, as well, that the Mofang and the Villians were both working with the people that were here. But kind of in a competitive sort of way. I'm not really sure why that would be, though. Also, last time I was running around going, I don't know why it looks like the Wild West out here, but they said in the beginning, in the little intro section, that they were transported in like the 1800s. So that makes a lot of sense. I guess I heard it, but I guess I just forgot that they had been talking about that. But here in a minute, I'm going to get on the little blaster thing and come back to all these areas that have rocks in them and try to shoot them out and see what we can find. So we'll probably do a little montage of me blasting the rocks and then going back through and looking at everything. I got to remember where to put that code in. I think that's up by the train generator. I'm pretty sure is where I saw that. So I don't think it was over here anywhere. That bug that was sitting on the house is either gone or poked a hole in the roof. Do you see that right there? I don't remember seeing that before. Okay, so her address is 1436, so 6341 would be the code. So I'm going to run over there real quick. Alright, here we go. This is where I saw the code. Yeah, now the electricity's on too, so we'll actually be able to open it. Oh, weird. It looks like a little house in there. Okay, it was 6, 3, 4, 1. Yes, finally we're getting doors unlocked. Oh my gosh, it was driving me crazy last time. It was like every door we found is locked. Every time. Oh god, I thought that bear was a person and it scared me. Okay, so it looks like somebody was living here. We got a journal right here. Let's read that. Welcome to Hunrath. Please give us a bit of information about you so we can get to know you a little bit better. Name. They've written them off to the side. Date you came from. Where you came from. Circumstance under which you were taken. Yeah, because last time I was talking about like, oh, I wonder how they got here. The game's called, it's called Obduction. They were abducted. That's the whole game. So I felt so silly when I realized that I missed that. Like they were just taken by that, whatever that space strawberry flower thing was in the very beginning. Okay, so Samuel Karen, January 2017. That's recent. From Madagascar. I had just arrived and was driving my supply truck along the coast south of Manakana when I recall being washed away and the seed appeared. So the seed is the thing that was appearing to people. Okay. Visiel Regenbogen? 1942 from Germany. So did this one happen first? Is this like a time-skipping seed? Is that the seed from the tree, I wonder, that's bringing people here? But for what purpose, though? The last thing I recall is a large rumbling while I was hiding in the cellar of a vacant building. I ran toward a bright light in a stairwell. Maria Gallego, 1988, from Mexico, on my boat in a bad storm. The next one is from 2042, from Portland, skiing at Mount Hood. So it's got to be time skipping to some extent then if people are, because those are not in order by date. So if they're in order by when people came, oh, we got a map, okay. So we've seen the cemetery, we've been to Farley's, we've been in the town, we've been to CW's, we went all back here. That's the entry canyon. That's where we came in. Okay, so we poofed here, walked all the way down, came into this area, went through over to CW's. We've been by the tree, but not in the tree. We got past the wall right here at the gate. Came into the Bosque, it's calling it. This is the big space clam orb. I don't know what it is or what it does, but it rotates. I messed with that a little bit last time off camera. There's a button on it and I got all excited because I thought it did something special, and I pushed it and all it did was turn. Didn't connect to anything. So I don't know. We've been to the rail yard. We've seen the supplies and where the fuel is, but we can't get to the other side of that just yet. But it looks like inside of Farley's, there's a way to get through the wall. Potentially, maybe. And I know that you can kind of walk along this wall sometimes too, so maybe you go underground at the tree? And then you come out somewhere else? I don't know, we'll have to see. That paper doesn't have anything on it. These have things. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see if I can read this. I shall document the curious events that have transpired with myself, my family, friends, and co-workers. Hartnell was a peaceful mining town founded by my grandfather and nestled within the red rock of the desert in the Arizona territory. See, so this area is from Earth, so was the whole area taken? How would they transport that here, and why? It's 163 inhabitants. Heard a mighty explosion on the night of June 27th, 1903. I sent several workers through the town to verify that the explosion had not caused any injuries or damage to mining equipment. They returned and reported that it must have been a loud clap of thunder caused by lightning, for they found no damage. It was not until the light of the next morning that we were amazed to realize something profound had indeed occurred. At some point during that night, our entire mining facility and a large circle of the land around it seemed to have been scooped up and carried off by a completely different place. To a completely different place, all without anyone knowing about it. Yeah, so it was just abducted. The entire landscape outside of our circle of desert could only be described as alien. Large floating rocks could be seen in the distance. No one had ever seen anything like it anywhere on Earth. We fully explored our new surroundings, hoping to find a way home. No way was ever found. In fact, we soon discovered what we took for granted, or what we take for granted now. Not only could we not get back home, we also could not access the landscape outside the desert. Curiously, we discovered that a flow of water was provided from a high point of rock, and we discovered a small tree growing in the very center of the circle. Our central tree that is so important to our lives here was just a mere sapling back then. So some of these people have been here for a really long time. They don't know where the water was coming from, and the tree was just there, because that's not a tree that grows in Arizona that I've ever seen. See what this says. Species description. Oh, finally! Okay, we're gonna get some information about these aliens that took everybody. Mofang. Through their ambassador seeds, the Mofang were the first non-human species humans were introduced to. Anne Leong was the first to call the alien a Mofang, impressed with their advanced ability to imitate our sounds, movements, and mannerisms. Although they have a name for themselves, their language is mostly unpronounceable by humans. As a result, and because of their mimicry abilities, communication with the Mofang is primarily accomplished by their learning human languages rather than humans learning to speak Mofang. They've been able to learn almost every human language represented in Hunrath, enough to provide functional, if rudimentary, communication. The Mofang basic external morphology is remarkably humanoid, bilateral, symmetrical tetrapods, bipedal head with an anterior facial features. They have... oh, hold on. I don't think I clicked to the next page. Yeah, they have a mouth, eyes, nostrils. Other external features include minimal body hair and raised dorsal protrusions. So they have protrusions coming off of their back. Constitution is somewhat frail due to apparently their thin and lightweight internal structure, but internal investigation has not been possible. They have ample cranial space to account for a substantial brain, and their intelligence is impressive, as evidenced by their advanced technology. So it sounds like somewhat like the Greys, maybe, like the way people describe them, where they have a really large head. It doesn't really talk about how big their body is, just that they have a mouth, eyes, and nostrils, but maybe not an actual nose and some kind of protrusions off their back. Weird. Ugh, I'm getting oh, okay. Ew. Oh. Now I'm getting creeped out a little bit. I hope they don't have to find any or happen upon one. So yeah, similar to kind of the way people describe the Greys. Their head's not as big as I thought it was going to be, though. But interesting. The next is awry. After a certain level of maturity and health of the tree, a passage opened at its base. That's where we need to go. This passage allowed contact with 2 additional species. The first contact was with the awry. The first contact revealed the awry to be large beetle-like insects. So that's what's been flying around. We were unable to communicate directly with them in any way, but they appeared to have some rudimentary level of intelligence. It was Lorenc Toth who first made the journey through the heart to Kaptar and named both the New World and the inhabitants. A journey through the heart. We have to go to the heart of the tree, so maybe there's another area we get to explore. I wonder if it's going to be outside the dome. The awry have 3 distinct variants that have come to be referred to as barnacle, beetle, and polyarch. Although their morphology is dramatically different from human, their internal systems, like all of our neighbors, are supported by similar atmospheric composition and basic nutrients. In their barnacle stage, the awry are completely immobile. The awry stay in this egg-like development state seemingly indefinitely. In order to hatch, they must be in proximity of a polyarch and fertilized by the beetles after a certain stage of maturity. So I wasn't wrong when I said there were space barnacles in the freaking little orb thing. I wasn't that far off. The beetles are the eyes and ears, hands, and feet. With only a minimal nervous system of their own, they are essentially the sensory extensions of the immobile polyarchs. They are able to execute simple commands, but apparently have very little in the way of individual sentience. So, not quite hive-minded, it doesn't sound like, but kind of similar. Okay. Yeah, these are the ones we've been seeing kind of flying around. Dang, this is like no information in the game, and then it's all of a sudden it's like a little treasure trove of everything. The awry polyarchs are the intelligence and consciousness of the species. Although it was obvious that there was intelligence behind the species, it wasn't until Caroline Farley began spending large amounts of time in close proximity that deeper communication began. With a room nearby, Farley was the first to communicate non-verbally and learn much about the species, including some historical information. The awry species survived in their world, while several other sentient species came and went. Among them, an ancient species who formed a deeper relationship with the awry, carving temples and dwellings for them in the rocks, so maybe the Big Sphere. And later, a more recent species that took over much of their homeworld. This latter species was especially adept at mechanical construction, using it mostly to capture and process large flying creatures, using the beetles as bait. That's a beetle, I'm assuming? The Villian. Okay, yeah, so this is the 3rd type of alien that lives on wherever this planet is. The final species to be discovered were the Villian. The Villian had been communicating with the awry for many years through their ambassador seeds, but became part of the larger community very shortly after the awry. With a large and imposing frame and a form of communication based on a complex, multi-voice, low-frequency rumble. Ew. The initial introductions were intimidating. After several attempts, Emily? I'm not sure how to pronounce that one. Vidal was able to begin some rudimentary communication and begin visiting the Villian in Mare, which she named, on a regular basis. She discovered a complex and amazing society that was able to use their technology in unexpected ways. They had the ability to quickly transform their world using extruded structures based on some form of complex miniature substrate material. Unlike the other worlds, the Villian sphere is scooped out of a Villian resettlement group that was preparing to set off into space to find a new homeworld. This was their way of life, to put themselves into stasis and scatter themselves through the stars. So maybe the barnacle-looking things in the sphere aren't part of the awry then? They're part of the Villians? As mentioned previously, their appearance is imposing, standing at about 9 feet tall, with a distinct reptilian resemblance. Oh god. They have 6 limbs, 2 muscular legs and arms, and a smaller set of arms. They control every aspect of their technology with their vocalizations, but over the years they have created control panels based on their number system that allow other species easier access to okay. I'm having a stroke, hold on. They control every aspect of their technology with their vocalizations, but over the years they have created control panels based on their number system that allow other species to easily, I think is what they meant to put, to easily access elements of their technology. That's why I was like, saw the word easier, but wanted to say easily, and I just short-circuited for a second. Oh my lord. And that's all that's on that one. Goodness. Okay. Communication, talking with our neighbors. We take communication for granted even with the varied languages we find here in Hunrath. But when we suddenly find ourselves among other intelligent species who don't share our culture, history, DNA, or vocal cords, it requires a huge amount of effort for the beginning of rudimentary chatting. This quick overview will set the stage for what to expect when communicating with our neighbors. Mofang. The Mofang were the first non-humans that we met. With at least some level of similar physical vocal generating abilities, they picked up human words quickly. This early mimicry resulted in what the species became to be called. Even though they were able to mimic single words and simple phrases, it became evident over the years that huge grammatical differences were not easily overcome. Some have proposed that the difficulty may have arisen because the Mofang insisted on attempting to learn every human language, and as a result were never able to lock onto any consistent grammatical structure. Interesting. Nevertheless, in spite of the rudimentary sentence construction, it has been very easy to communicate and has been unnecessary for us to learn their language beyond a few simple phrases and proper names. If you'd like to learn more about communication with the Mofang, please contact Tam. So I wonder then, because I was just thinking, if it was hard for them to lock onto a consistent grammatical structure, does that mean that you had people from a lot of different places in the world that were mining in this area maybe that were taken? Oh my god. Oh Jesus, in the top of the screen in the window there's something wiggling and I hope it's clothes. Oh my god. Okay, hold on, let me look because that's scaring me. Yeah, it's a curtain. Oh gosh. Oh my goodness. Alright. Anyway, but I was gonna say, I wonder if there are a lot of people from all over the world. I mean, it seemed like that there were, right, from the log that we read a minute ago. But what I'm trying to say is I wonder if all those languages were not Latin-based language, because a lot of Latin-based languages are really easy to learn once you start one. Like if you learn, I think it's like English and like Spanish, Italian, and French. Maybe not English, but like Spanish, Italian, and French. I guess I don't know if those are really Latin-based. I think they are, but those three are all very similar and easy to learn. So like once you learn one, the other ones are similar enough that it's not that hard to pick up. So I wonder if they had enough differences in language that that didn't happen for them. I mean, that's what it sounds like. Okay, the Villian. The Villian have presented a particular communication challenge. From what we can gather, they produce sounds using two large reed-like structures inside opposite sides of their heads. The vibrations generated are channeled to resonance chambers in their skulls where they are combined into a complex low-frequency dual tone. The low-frequency bitonal sounds are not only hard for humans to hear and resolve, but impossible for us to mimic. And the Villian's hearing is also oriented towards low frequencies, so they are unable to hear most of the sounds associated with human speech. Ooh, that's interesting. Okay. Therefore, communication with the Villian has relied on technology. They have adapted consoles, which the Villian fluently control with vocalization, for use by other species. Over the years, some individuals of other species, including a few humans, have learned to communicate very effectively using this method. Humans have been able to pick out some higher frequency characteristics of certain key Villian words over the years, and although we can't speak to them in a way that the Villians can understand, we are occasionally able to hear and recognize these words when spoken distinctly by the Villian. Vito was the specialist on the Villian, it seems like. And then the Arai. None of the stages of the Arai morphology have any vocalization apparatus. Because of the obvious synchronization of the barnacle flash and the ability of the pawns to provide for and address the needs of the polyarchs, it was assumed that the species could communicate effectively. It was not until Farley began to spend large amounts of time in the polyarch antechamber that the first clues to this communication became evident. After months of research, Farley began to have limited success with receiving some kind of simple messages that were coming from the polyarchs. It is apparent now that the polyarchs had been attempting to communicate the entire time, but they themselves had been experimenting with various channels until they finally got a response from Farley. After this breakthrough, others were able to tune into the polyarchs and learn to listen. Both the polyarchs and the pawns have a simple organ that can sense human vocal frequency, enabling them to sense simple responses from humans, but over the years, Farley was able to learn to speak to the polyarchs via a related form of extrasensory transmission. Okay, and that's all that was on that one. So these people were here for a long time, if that's the case, and they've learned all this stuff, like years and years and years, it seems like, and all of them, other than CW, it seems like have died, because a lot of these names we're seeing were ones that were in the cemetery. Seed information. Okay, so these are the ambassador seeds that they've been talking about. Alright. This is a lot of reading, guys. Sorry, if you want to skip through this part of the video, I don't blame you. But it is a lot of really cool information that we're getting about the game. Ambassador seeds were first documented about 150 Earth years ago. They occur about once every 400 days. If the trees remain healthy, then they occur every 400 days. Natural seed swaps occur between pairs of seeds that we now know drop simultaneously from healthy trees in paired sphere. When each seed was touched by a species in sphere, the swap occurred, sending an ambassador from each sphere to the paired sphere. So that's how that teleportation is taking place. Location of the swap is defined by the locations of the pairs of seeds. After the first swap, the seeds recharge quickly, allowing for a quick return. First meetings were intense but naturally short. It was quite a surprise for both the Mofang and us. Over time, the seeds required more time to recharge, producing longer visits between species. Then there's collector seeds. Everyone who arrives is familiar with the collector seeds. The bright light that we are all drawn to right before the event that brought us here is a collector seed. So that's what happened to our characters. We saw one of those. The space strawberry, as I referred to it, was a collector seed. What new arrivers may not be aware of is that these seeds, like all seeds, come in pairs. When the tree drops a collector seed on the ground, it signals that its twin has begun its quest for a new being. That search may take hours or it may take years. When an appropriate situation, an unnatural threat of death, is found, the seed activates and swaps a smaller but varying size sphere from Earth or whatever appropriate homeworld here to Hunrath. As Hunrath became more populated, we would watch for a newly dropped collector seed, collect it, and place it in the entry canyon area. This allowed us to provide a more predictable entry experience for new arrivers, so that's what happened to us, and provide a single area to collect any resources that may have come along with their new arriver. Unlike ambassador seeds and mother seeds, the collector seeds do not seem to survive. The inner core is spent, leaving only the lifeless outer husk. So that's what happened, I guess, whenever it like peeled open and then it had that ball that came out and was like all sparkly and kind of dissolved, and then we appeared here. Mother seeds, postulated but unverified, first suggested by Alima Hamasa. The notion of mother seeds extrapolates the behavior of the lesser seeds to a superseed. She posited that the process that actually created the paired spheres was similar to all other swaps, but on a much grander scale. The idea is that two seeds from a mother tree, again, were scattered on the galactic winds to find appropriately similar environments. When matches were found, some process was triggered that swapped the large portions of landscape between vastly different worlds. Alima further noted that the trees' locations in the center of the sphere suggested that the trees grew from these mother seeds. Because of the similarities, it has been conjectured that reswapping the entire environmental spheres might be possible with a larger scale version of the ambassador seed machine. Okay, so the mother seeds are what took the Arizona mine area that we're in right now from Arizona and put it here, because humans, it sounds like, had been transported by collector seeds here, and if they're threatened with death, or maybe like they can't survive, I think the mother seeds create an area where we could survive. So that's maybe why the humans were all put in this area. And that was all of that. Okay, we might be done with reading now. Kind of hope so. Interesting. Okay. So let's take a look. What is this? Projector? Ooh. Okay, so right by the tower and the tree, there's a circle on this map telling us something that we need to go and find. Got a little welcome sign. We read that already. Looked at all of this. That was the teddy bear that scared me. I wonder if everyone has already died. except for CW. Okay. So 1, seed pair. 2, find planets with similar atmospheres. 3, swap them. 4, tree from the seed. Okay, so the heart is directly below. Yeah, so apparently Earth and Soria is the planet that we are on now. That's where the Mofang are from. So it is Earth, that planet we saw outside before. What happens at fruition? Swap where, home, when, maybe dead. More seed pairs scattered throughout the universe. Why are they scattering? Heart connected, path open when mature. Heart superposition, 4 species meet. So there's, yeah, the humans, the Mofang, the Villians, and the Arya are all here all together. We were all transported to the same place for some reason. Hopefully we'll figure out what that reason is soon. Can I? Hey, there we go. Okay. So this little area that goes back through there, that was this spot right here in the wall. Okay, so now that we've come and explored this part, I'm going to go and blast the rocks apart, and then I will look and see what we can find after that. Okay, I'm trying to line up and shoot these over here, but I don't think that I'm able, oops, I don't think I'm able to quite get there from any angle I seem to be going at. Yeah, it's just like not quite far enough. Okay, I'll have to try and figure that one out. So I backed up kind of like into this area a minute ago to try to get an angle on those, and I just couldn't quite get it there. So I think maybe you have to get turned around up here somewhere. So I'm gonna look for the next rocks to shoot. No, there's none in there. Okay, I need to get to this one because that has that orange glowy stuff on it, but I need to be turned around maybe, or maybe I can get it once I go through here. Let's see. Oh, yep, there we go. Let's see if this works. Did! Okay, let's go look at it. Really? Okay, so the first one that we're able to go in is right over here by Farley's house. There's a bunch of blue stuff in here. I'm so scared that we're gonna get like spooked. Open? Is this a store? Where we're gonna get spooked by an alien or something like that? So is this like a bar? The Nightopia? Maybe someone was transported here while they were in an airplane? Got another map. This seems like it was maybe made by the aliens instead of by us. I'm not sure where this is. It doesn't look like the other map that we saw. Got more notes up here. And a switch. Perils of the Sea, which is a type of drink apparently written on this lovely little napkin. 2 ounces of purple mushroom juice, 2 ounces of Mare fruit juice, 1 ounce simple syrup, white shine, and gold tummy buster. Interesting. Love the tiki cups. Cool. Motane Blast. White Shine, Aged Hooch, Orange Astronaut Drink. 1 ounce of fire plant juice. Then float, 1 ounce of black hooch, 5 ounces of hard stuff, and a splash of grenadine. At least they figured out how to have a good time while they were out here, right? A rye tie, coconut hooch by Shine. Dang, there's a bunch of different... Oh, these different types of plants have different flavors to them that they figured out how to use. That's cool. Doesn't look like we can really do anything with this, and I can't get back there. Well, how fun for them. I wonder... I can't... It's not letting me go in here, so I guess there's nothing I need to get. Huh. I wonder why this caved in. Or what happened to do that. Weird. Alright, let's go to the next one. Okay, the next part of the walkthrough that I remember looking at to kind of get past the next section that we're trying to do is that you do have to shoot the rocks that are inside of here. So if I get lined up just right, then I should be able to hit them. Maybe. There's the door. Let's see if that'll do it. Yep, it did. It opened it up. I never would have thought to shoot at these with the laser. I don't know why. Oh. What? What the hell? How does that work? There's an awry. Where are we now? Wait. Where are we? Oh my god, are we behind the... Oh, that's right. This is... Okay, this is how you get over behind the gas station. And this is like an elevator, maybe? Yep. Now we can get in there. Okay, let's explore up here for just a second. I just want to see what we've got. It looks like we can walk around that way now, so that's good. But I'm going to check back here first. Okay, we can open this up. I don't know how to get the thing up here though, because this is like on the other side of the river, I'm pretty sure. Let's take a look down here and see if there's a way to do that. Nope, it just meets up in there. How weird. Oh, I'm hearing, I don't know if y'all can hear that, but I hear something down there. I hear the wind from those mine shafts. Okay, I'm gonna follow this section of tracks back this way. That just looks over the river. Those don't seem to have anything on them, but we might be able to shoot those if we could figure out how to get the train up here. Or the, I keep calling it the train, it's the laser, but you know what I mean. I wonder if there's another one somewhere that we can access, and that's how we're going to do this, because I don't think I can get the other one to where we're going, or to where we are. Oh, I forgot to go up here. Okay, we've got another book. New arrival inventory check-in. Wow, okay. Is this where they did new arrival check-in, maybe? And there's some of this stuff potentially that we could get? Tomatoes. Carpet? Weird. Okay. Let's go out on this area that goes further out and see what we can find. There was another Arai flying around. I'm curious to see if we're going to get to go into the, like, area that it was talking about where Farley got to go. This is where we came from. I can't quite get up here. That looks a little spooky. But maybe we can get down from there? I don't know, I'm not sure. I didn't see anything that looked like we could connect that somehow. This looks like it has electricity on it. I'm just gonna double check I'm not missing a button or something again. I have this thing. This does not have anything I can push. Can't actually interact with this. I don't think I can get up there yet. I'm gonna take this elevator, then I'm gonna check out the other side of the gas station. Alright, here we go. Oh, I'm so excited to go look at that robot thing that's in there that we saw. That has to be Villian technology, right? Because it's blue. Can't open that. Don't see notes or anything sitting around back here. I haven't found very much, like, hidden stuff in this game. Not anything of, like, big importance or anything. We found like that little car. What is this? They're lined up like little houses or something, but I guess it's just storage. Okay, now we're inside of the gas station. Doesn't look like I can really open anything. Lots of cans of, I guess that's oil. There's this big thing over here. Got a law office flyer, interesting. Okay, they're probably not of much use anymore. Ooh, multi-purpose Villian control panel interface. This is a control panel that the Villian have supplied for our use. Although they are able to control their systems via vocalizations, they have provided these control panels for other species to have limited access and control. If you have trouble, please find Noah for help. Remember, the Villian numbering system is a base 4. Drag from one blob to another to form the Villian digits. Drag between the blobs to disconnect. The standard panel has 5 digits, but single-digit panels are also used. Use only the first digit to simulate a 1-digit panel. 0 to 3. All panels will autocorrect for invalid entries. Okay. I have no idea what code I would be putting in here right now, so I'm going to look around just a little bit more. Only use the first digits to simulate a 1-digit panel from 0 to 3. So each of these represents a different number. But like I said, I don't know what code I would be putting in here. I wonder if it's the same one that was used for Farley's house, maybe. Or maybe there's another clue somewhere I just haven't seen yet. But alright guys, I think I'm actually going to leave this episode here. We found out some really interesting information. We got some more background info on the aliens and stuff like that, and that's super cool. So I'm really excited about that, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for hanging out, and have a great day.